Gilmore Girls gets therapized. How do you bounce back when you have a really ugly fight with someone you care about? Mended light. All right, so here's the scenario. It's season 2 of Gilmore Girls. I haven't seen season 3 yet, so don't spoil it for me. Actually, you can spoil it, it's fine. But Rory, against her better judgment, goes on a joyride with Jess. The kid is bad news bears. Get in a car accident. The car is totaled. They're both more or less okay, but Rory's got a fracture on her wrist. It says, "Mama, don't be mad, I'm fine." And Lorelai, to Rory, handles it like a pro. But then she goes out looking for the little punk who in her mind hurt her daughter. And I say in her mind because he swerved to avoid an animal. So, you know, I guess points for saving the fluffy things. But what goes down between Lorelai and Luke? Cataclysmic.
Luke! Luke!
Hey,
Where is he?
Who?
Jess. Where's Jess, Luke?
I don't know. I just got back. What's going on? I got here and they weren't here.
Jess!
Hey, talk to me.
Jess, answer me right now!
What's wrong? What happened?
It was an accident.
What accident?
Jess!
What accident?
Jess was driving Rory's car and he crashed it.
What? When?
What do you mean when? Tonight. He crashed it tonight. Jess, damn it!
What happened? Is anyone hurt? Lorelai! Hey, I'm talking to you here.
Where would he be? Where would he go?
I asked you if anyone was hurt.
Was anyone hurt? Well, let's see. Rory's in the emergency room now with a fractured wrist. So yeah, I'd say someone was hurt.
Rory fractured her wrist?
Yes, she has to wear a cast for 2 weeks. She's getting x-rays and tests.
What about Jess? Is he hurt?
No, Luke. Jess did the hurting. That little punk nephew of yours almost killed my kid tonight.
Look, I'm sure it was an accident. Accidents happen.
Not with my kid in the car, they don't.
Okay, you just need to calm down.
Why did you do this?
What are you talking about? Why did I do what?
Why did you bring him here?
What?
If you hadn't brought him here, none of this would have happened.
This is my fault?
Yes, it is your fault. You told him to come, you let him stay. Everybody hated him. Everybody knew he was trouble, but you wouldn't listen and you wouldn't send him home. And now my daughter is in the hospital.
Lorelai is in an emotionally flooded state right now. Okay, she is aroused. And when I use that word, I don't necessarily mean sexual arousal, that's one type. But arousal is anytime you're so flooded with emotion that you're not thinking clearly, right? That the emotion is just driving the behavior.
This is anger. He will make sure the world knows anger is in control.
And in some cases, that's a good thing, right? You're sexually aroused in a healthy relationship. That's beautiful. You're angry and you're just taking wild swings. Not so beautiful. This episode is brought to you by Entry Envy. Make your house a home and welcome everyone in style with these monogram signs with interchangeable styles.
Ooh,
Ooh, indeed, Alicia. Let's unbox this bad boy.
I love presents. Ooh,
It smells good in there.
it does.
I was not aware that it was going to smell good. Aww.
Okay.
That is not our actual home address. So this is just the base. This is just the start. This is the part that stays the same. And then you have these interchangeable signs for different seasons of the year, different occasions, different things you want to welcome people for.
Okay,
Oh, how
okay.
pretty.
Look. Okay, so here's the spring box. So you can sign up for a monthly subscription box.
So we're putting in the grass. Is this the grass? Oh, the little bunnies. The little Easter bunnies.
And then the tulips.
Aw. Hang on, hold this up. Hold this up. This is the little Easter egg. This is the little Easter egg basket that goes right inside of there.
Folks, I am not a homey decorative person, but
No.
this I can do this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I can get behind this. And part of our ongoing journey together is we now have 2 homes, which means we get double the Entry Envy. So I'm excited to get my own. And I'm excited to see, because did you say it rotates monthly?
Yeah, so it's a monthly subscription box, and the offer for the Mended Light viewers is that if you sign up for a monthly subscription box, you get the sign, which is $129 value, for free.
Absolutely free. How cool is that?
It can be personalized with a monogram, with your home address, or anything you want. So this right here is custom.
Love it. And through your monthly subscription, you can update the look every month in 5 minutes or less. It's simple, it's stylish, and it's fun.
Get your own from the link in the description below.
The fact is, Rory's okay. But Lorelai is dealing with her fear about what might have happened. And instead of expressing fear and expressing worry or concern, she's expressing anger. Because she hasn't recognized, I'm in a flooded state, I should stop and calm down before I deal with whatever's going on. Now, Luke says calm down, which is usually not a good idea to say to anybody who's riled up. Because most of the time they're not going to go, oh, gee, thanks, I wish I'd thought of that. Most of the time, because they're flooded, they're going to lash out like she does. He says calm down, and she says, why did you do this? He's in front of her, so he becomes the target. And she knows that what she's saying isn't correct because he didn't bring Jess there and he didn't ask for Jess to come. His sister didn't know what to do and he did, as a brother, her a favor. But now she's just lashing out. And Luke, to his credit, for such a grumpy person, is trying to stay calm. And he's trying to be respectful to Lorelai. But what she's not even considering, he says, first he asks, is Rory okay? No, she's not okay, fractured wrist. She's got to wear a cast for 2 weeks. That sucks, but it's not that serious. And then he goes to, is Jess okay? And Lorelai can't follow him there because she just sees he's the one who did the hurting. He's a monster. He almost killed my daughter. He's a teenage kid who got in a car accident too. And Luke's going to try and keep it together. Lorelai's going to keep pushing and it's going to be like putting Pop Rocks in a Mountain Dew.
You missed the top.
You kept pushing them together. You asked her to help him study. You knew she'd never say no. I told you. It made me nervous. I told you I didn't like it, and I should have stopped it right there. But you thought Rory would be good for Jess. Never mind what he'd be to her. That wasn't important at all, was it?
Of course it was important.
Why didn't you put a stop to it at the first sign of trouble? Why didn't you make him leave?
He's my nephew. I had an obligation to take him in. I had an obligation to care for him.
You had an obligation to this town and to me and to Rory. Where are you going?
I have to find out where Jess is.
Well, I'll tell you where he's not. He's not in the emergency room having his arm plastered up.
Hey, I am sorry about Rory. You know I care more about her than I do myself. But at least you know where Rory is, and at least you know that she's okay. Now, I have to find Jess, and I have to make sure that he's okay. And if that cuts into your screaming time, well, that's just too damn bad.
Go to hell!
Right back at you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am not advocating saying hurtful things and yelling them at people. But as a piece of writing and as a piece of acting, if that cuts into your screaming time, that's just too damn bad. It's so awesome. Oh man, but this is intense. And this is more intense than this show usually gets. This is not the type of drama it usually leans into. But tempers are flaring. And why are tempers flaring? Because they care about these kids. I've seen a lot of commentary online of people who rail against Lorelai for this, that, and the other, and she's immature, and she's self-centered, and she can be emotional and rude, and I don't disagree, but that doesn't mean I hate the character. It just makes her human, right? And right now, when her daughter's been in an accident, she is arguably at her worst. And here's the thing that I can see right here on her face as she turns away. Luke's feelings are not her primary concern, but you can see on her face, I'm going to pay for this later. Like, I just damaged a relationship, a friendship that's very dear to me. She's not ready to process it yet, but you can see it, that she knows. So these two avoid each other because we have ugly moments, we have ugly confrontations, and we don't know how to resolve them. We don't know how to make it right, and so we just sink into avoidance because we don't want another ugly confrontation. But we also don't want to try and patch things up and have it go sideways. And that looks a little something like this. At the grocery store.
Well,
No, I should have signaled or honked or something. My fault.
Okay.
Well, I guess it was inevitable us running into each other. It's a very tiny community.
Guess so.
How's the diner?
It's still there.
Yes, I knew that. I'm able to empirically with my eyes. Hey, Luke, do you think we could...
I gotta get back.
Okay. Right.
Lorelai not prepared for this moment. Because if she was prepared, it would look more like actually approaching Luke to have a conversation. But since they bumped into each other in the grocery store, she does what she normally does, tries to cope with humor, and he's not having it. She screamed, "Go to hell," at him. Granted, he got some licks in there too. I'm not saying he didn't. But he tried to be patient. He tried to be understanding. He tried to be caring. And he also said, look, like I love when he says, I love Rory more than myself. And he does. Sees her like a daughter. But she's okay. I need to go find Jess and make sure he's okay. What Lorelai doesn't get right now is that Jess is a complete pain in the butt. But to Luke, he's family. And that's everything. So Lorelai's going to give it another try.
You'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Go talk to him. Mend the fences.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh, good donut selection this morning. Really. Good variety, good color, goodness.
Don't lead with chit-chat, guys.
Well, so the choices are there. It all comes down to what I'm in the mood for. Sprinkled, or chocolate, or jelly, or glazed. Maple, or kicky,
Luke's
or apple,
face.
or raised. Little donut rhyme there. Never mind. Can I have a chocolate and a sprinkle, please?
Okay.
Be direct, Lorelai.
So this is how it's gonna be with us now, huh?
No idea what you're talking about.
Pulling a Mr. Freeze on me.
I'm not pulling a Mr. Freeze on you.
Please, I'm gonna need snow chains just to get out of here.
I assume you want coffee with your donuts?
I'm sorry, Luke. It was a bad night. I completely freaked out. I said some things. Did you get my note? I wrote you a note.
Got your note.
You got my note. Did you read my note?
Read your note.
And?
It was very well written.
That's it?
I also enjoyed the Garfield stationery. That's one funny cat.
I said I was sorry, Luke.
Yes, you did.
I said it like a million times.
You said it 4 times, but I understand you're embellishing for dramatic effect.
Stop.
Stop what?
Oh, stop this robot talk. If you're mad, just act like you're mad at me.
I'm not mad at you.
You're being really, really unfair. Rory was in the hospital.
Lorelai, what is it exactly that you want me to do? I'm not mad. I'm not holding a grudge. I heard your apology. I feel I'm being polite. I listened to your donut bit. I got you your coffee. What would make you happy?
I want Luke back.
He's standing right here.
No, he's not.
Now here, gentle viewer, is where I want your opinions, okay? Because even though I'm an expert in human interaction and relationships, and it's not about deciding who's right and who's wrong, I see both sides of it, but I'm having a hard time deciding, okay? So is Luke being petty and childish? Or is he simply being polite and cordial, but he doesn't feel safe to open up or for things to be like they were before? Which do you think it is? Or is it a little bit of both? And why? Because I see a little bit of both in there. He keeps saying stuff like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. There's no problem. Clearly there is. Clearly there is hurt there. So again, is he being petty or is he just merely drawing a boundary? I don't feel safe to be vulnerable with you, so I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to wish you ill will. I'm not even going to stop serving you. And I'm going to hear you and I'm going to read your note, but like what we had, we can't get back, or we can't get back anytime soon because I'm too hurt and I don't trust you. Like that's how I see it. But I still think he's kind of being smarmy about it. And Lorelai tries to lead with humor and then tries an apology where I think she should have led with the apology, but that's just me. I love a good straightforward accountability taking. But here's my issue with what Lorelai does. And again, this is very human, and I'm not going to say I've never done this, but she wants a certain result. She wants her apology to melt his heart. She wants her apology to mean things can be like they were before. And then when it doesn't, she says to him, "You're being unreasonable. Rory was in the hospital," right? She started with an apology and saying it was a rough night and I said some things I regret. And now she's going to justification. Like, you're being unreasonable. You shouldn't punish me like this. Rory was in the hospital, and she's one step away from saying what I said was justified, right? So I want your opinions on this interaction. But here's the advice I would give them. For Lorelai, don't lead with humor. Lead with an apology. Lead with accountability. And don't have an agenda in mind of how you're expecting this to go. The only thing you can take care of, the only thing you can be responsible for or control is what you do. And what you can do is take ownership. For Luke, if you are not ready to talk, and if you don't know if you ever will be, say that. Lorelai, I know it was a rough night, and I know you were in a hard place. The way you spoke to me, and yeah, the way we spoke to each other, first of all, I'm sorry for shouting at you and for being sarcastic and hurtful towards you when you were hurting. The things you said to me, I don't feel safe opening up to you. I might at some point in the future, I might not, but for today, I'd just like to serve you your coffee and your donuts and call that a win. Now, I understand, if people communicated in healthy ways, we wouldn't have drama. I get that, but you're also watching this video for the alternative for your life, so there it is. What do you think about this interaction? Let me know in the comments below. And for more gooey Gilmore goodness, I've got an entire playlist right here for you to enjoy. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.